Today I'm whipping up some brunch and breakfast recipes that are going to be total crowd pleasers. Whether you're craving salty or sweet, or you have those who are keto low carb diets, these are going to be great for all of that. I'm going to share those with you. Grab yourself some coffee, let's get comfy, let's get in the kitchen, and let's start creating.
This first recipe was so easy and so delicious, and it can be made for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
We are going to make a frittata, which is all inspired by this jar of onions. On the side of the jar, onions, spinach, and mushroom frittata. I have all these ingredients on hand: the feta cheese, the eggs, the spinach, the pepper, the mushrooms. I even have some herbs to use up, rosemary, we have bacon. And of course, eggs. We have everything here that I need to make this frittata. So let's get to it.
I'm going to start with prepping my vegetables. I need to slice and chop one bell pepper to get about a half a cup, and any color pepper will do, but I love the red or orange peppers for their great color and the flavor of them I really like. I'm also going to slice about 5 to 6 mushrooms for about 1 cup, and these are portobello mushrooms that I have here, but any mushroom will work. So while I'm slicing all these up, I have 2 slices of bacon that's cooking in my air fryer. I have cracked 8 eggs, to which I'll add a teaspoon of salt and whisk them together until blended. And while eggs can be pricey these days, this frittata was so large it fed us for 2 meals. So we definitely stretched out the protein by mixing it with all these vegetables.
Tablespoon of oil in our skillet over medium-high heat. Let's add our pepper and mushrooms.
Once my veggies are nice and softened, I'll add 1 cup of fresh spinach leaves, as well as the rest of my jar of onions, leaving them whole but draining the jar of any liquid, and I'll add my 2 slices of bacon that I've cooked and crumbled into pieces. I'll stir my veggies until everything is warmed through. Once my spinach leaves have wilted and cooked down, I'll add my eggs. I'll move my pan around to get the eggs set on all sides, and will take my spatula and I'll pull up the sides, lifting the pan for the eggs to distribute around and get to the bottom of the pan. That way it'll continue heating, and I'll continue lifting the sides until all the eggs are mostly set, with very little uncooked eggs remaining on the top.
Okay, our eggs are pretty much set. There's a little bit more on top, but we're going to put it in the broiler to finish off that top. So we're going to add some feta cheese to the top of here.
This is about a half a cup of crumbled feta cheese, and once I have that on top, I'm going to place this under the broiler, so at 550 degrees for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to keep the oven door cracked just while it's broiling so it doesn't burn, and that's all I'm doing, just to let that cheese heat through and for the eggs to finish setting.
Look at that. That smells so delicious. That feta warmed up with all those other ingredients. It just smells and looks amazing. Can't wait to eat. And we're gonna go ahead and put some fresh herbs on here. Let's put some fresh parsley on top. And I have a little bit of chopped rosemary. Oh yeah.
The fragrance from those fresh herbs adds the final touch. Everything smells wonderful, and I am ready to cut this up and serve it. A perfect meal using up what I have, and everybody loved this. I really enjoyed the onions, that little burst of brininess added to this frittata, the feta and the spinach and the mushrooms. Everything together was perfect. Next, I'm making these sausage and veggie egg bites, similar to those you can get at Starbucks.
To our blender, we're gonna add, it said 5 large eggs, mine were medium, so I have 6 eggs here. So let's add our 6 eggs. 1/4 cup of cottage cheese. 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Just about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Goes to blend, and we'll just do it on speed 2. Just wanted it all blended. That was about 15 seconds. Doesn't take much. And now we're ready to put this into our silicone cups. I put a little coconut oil in each of the molds just to have a non-stick surface. And now I'm gonna add 1 cup of water just to the base of my Instant Pot, my quick cooker. And I have the trivet there because my silicone mold will sit and rest on that trivet. So I do have that already in there. Now we're gonna add some toppings to our molds. I added fresh baby spinach. I just tore the leaves apart, put those in the base, and then some of them I added roasted red peppers. I just cut those and put those on top of the spinach. These other molds, I'm going to put some sausage. I cooked some sausage links, just microwave them a little bit. And then I'm gonna put those in the base of these. I'm actually gonna put sausage probably in all of them, so there's a little protein in each. We really like a little protein. If I had ham, I would definitely use ham, but this is going to be perfect. And then definitely gotta load this up with cheese. I have sharp cheddar here, shredded. I'm gonna add a little bit of that to each mold. Now let's add our egg mixture. And I'm filling them about 3/4 the way. I'm leaving some room because they will puff up a little. So there we go. Looking great. We're gonna go ahead and cover them with tin foil and put them in our quick cooker. Ready for our lid. Make sure it's secure. And we're just gonna put it on manual pressure, our custom. 8 minutes. Yes, look at those. That was 8 minutes on high pressure, and then I let it naturally release. And so it just did its thing, and now it's all done. That probably took about 15-20 minutes total.
You could easily double this if you have another silicone egg mold, and you can stack them in your quick cooker. And you can add this to your breakfast buffet so everybody has a low carb option if they want. And these are also great for on-the-go breakfast for you and your family. They're so delicious and fluffy, and you can vary the meats, veggies, and cheese to make them any way you like. So good, so easy. This next breakfast is the perfect thing to serve for brunch, and the only egg is the egg white used for binding. And what we're binding is our crust made out of these shoestring potatoes. They come in a can, and I'll need about 4 cups that I've added here to a bag, and I'm going to crush them into smaller pieces. I just smash them with my meat mallet, but you could also add them to a food processor, but we don't want to make crumbs. We just want to make smaller pieces so we can make our crust. So I'll add them to the bowl with my egg white, and I get them all evenly coated. And next, I'm going to dump them onto my pizza pan that fits into my toaster oven or my air fryer. And I'm going to spread that all out into a nice even layer. Once it is evened out and I patted it a little to help it stay together, I put it in my toaster oven, air fryer, and bake it for 10 minutes at 400 degrees until it is nice and golden. I let it cool for just a few minutes, and then I have here this garlic and herb alouette cheese that I will spread evenly on the crust. Any spreadable cheese will work well here if you have a flavored cream cheese, or sometimes they have spreadable cheese I can find at Aldi, but I really like this Alouette brand and flavor. Next, I'm adding some sliced smoked salmon. I noticed I didn't have enough to cover the crust, so I'm also adding some cooked chopped shrimp. If I were to do this again, I would do all the salmon, but my family loves salmon, and so they already started eating on it, and that's why I had to substitute with these chopped shrimp. I also add some sliced red onion, and I'm gonna add capers from the jar. I did drain the jar of the juices so that didn't sprinkle on my crust. So I add my little capers, and then I'm also going to add some chopped dill, fresh dill. That goes so good with the salmon. And then I sprinkle on some everything bagel seasoning. If you wanted, you could add a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice over the top, but I think everything looks fabulous. It's so fresh and colorful. I can't wait to dig in and listen to this crunch. I love this crunchy crust. It just puts a unique twist on it. You end up with the perfect slice of salty, briny, smoky, tangy, and that wonderful crunchy crust. I think it's the perfect addition to add to your brunch with your family and friends.
We're gonna make our breakfast casserole. I have a 9 by 12 baking dish here, and we are going to start with our shredded hash browns. Sometimes I also use the southern hash brown potatoes, little cubes. But today we're using the shredded hash browns. I defrosted these a little bit so they're not a block of ice. And we're just gonna cut them open and put them in our baking dish that's been sprayed with some spray to help avoid sticking. So I have 2 meats I'm gonna use in this casserole. These are the breakfast meatballs with bacon, egg, and cheddar cheese. And then I also have these turkey sausage links. I'm just gonna split these all in half into pieces so we can put them on our shredded potatoes. But this is just a good flavor. Any kind of meat, sausage, bacon, ham would be great. This wasn't a full bag of these breakfast meatballs. That was about half. We already used some. That's why I'm also using these little turkey sausage links. But everything's been cut up now, and we're ready to put it onto our casserole. I have some white cheddar cheese left. I'm just going to use that. And I have some Italian cheese. We'll use that up too. I have 8 eggs. I'm just going to beat up. Add a little salt. And to stretch the eggs and add a little richness, I'm just going to add a little bit of half and half. Take our eggs. Now we're going to top it with shredded cheddar cheese. Into a 350-degree oven for 40 minutes. Look at that. The cheese is all nice and melted. It looks amazing. Smells delicious.
Now, I'm a resourceful cook, so that means I'm always going to use up what I have. But my go-to with this casserole is sausage and cheddar cheese. And my new favorite are those breakfast sausage meatballs I found at Aldi. They have a little bit of sweetness to them, which I like a lot. My family is also a sauce family, so ketchup or hot sauce always gets added by them. And they absolutely love this casserole. Next, we're going sweet with breakfast, and these are the viral cinnamon rolls, where I start with a can of the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls and I separate them and add them to a deep baking dish. And then the special ingredient is this heavy whipping cream that I'm going to add and pour over all those rolls. And I'm pouring about a cup in total. And I'm getting them submerged in this bath of richness. You cook them at the normal temperature that's on the package, but you add another 5 minutes or so because this cream is going to make it a little doughier and we want to give it that extra time to cook. And you will frost them as normal after they come out of the oven. Now, I apologize. I didn't get enough video to show the doughiness of these and the richness that the cream adds because my family devoured these in minutes. So do try this if you haven't. All you're doing is adding that cup of cream before baking and sprinkle on some additional cinnamon, and these will likely be your new favorite as they are ours. We're going to make it this way every time from now on. I hope you found a new breakfast to try. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you on the next video.